Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Welcome once again to Dork Duck Daily, the show with all the news, you nerd, and all the other trimmings. I elected to not do the show where we just sat and watched every single um trailer from last night's state of play. Um, it's rough because it's like that's not a thing that I could have fit into the schedule on a Wednesday. It almost was on a snowy Wednesday where we had like a snowmageddon taking place. That was almost a thing that made sense, and so that was almost a thing that I did. And but we would have in the days where we would have had the studio on site, that would have maybe kind of made some sense. It could have closed up early at 5 to be like, hey, it's snowy. And then we could watch the state of play. Um, and then that's always like what I would like to do. I would like to have a situation where like me and not just me can sit and watch those things. And then the, the, the next day on this show being like, all right, there's 73 trailers. Let's just sit and watch all of them. Which we've tried to do that as an answer to the response of like our schedule being, and Selena has mid to limited tolerance of it. Sam can't stand it. Like it's Vince says, yeah, I got the morning stream. Is there a way you can look at your message? Can't find the keys and need help. Sam says, I scanned through my team's reaction to it. Seems like it was really meh event, apparently. Yeah, it's not like anything was like, oh my god. I mean, there's a new Housemark game, and people like me. Don't miss Lena's message. Yes. I'm trying to think of where the keys would be. Un momento. I'll be right back. Oh, I don't have a be right back screen. I was just taking you to the starting soon screen on here. Un momento. It's always impossible to find keys when they're like where they're supposed to be. That's the number one rule in life. It's like Nixus Dorcas Duckus, Captain of the 5th Battalion and second cousin to Caesar himself. That's a title. How are we doing this gross snow day? It is so snowy out there. Well, and yesterday at the shop, it was a constant run of just like I made the decision because the city was like snow emergency. We're shutting we get no parking on the street. Afternoon, and they're gonna get like 8 to 10 inches, so shut everything down. And so I was like, well, it's our day of the week. We make all our money, so I was like, well, I'll give them 5:30, and people can still park in back, and that should be before the worst of it happens or whatever. And we got to, and it was all supposed to start at noon, and then it was all supposed to start at 1, then 3, then and we're just sitting there, and I was like, well, it's definitely not the Snowmageddon it was supposed to be. But it did, through a lot of those hours, just rain down here like a giant sheet of ice. Which then turned into just a thick, like 1 to 2 to 3 inch blanket of ice on like everything, and then covered by like lots of snow overnight is what we got. So, and yeah, thank you guys for your patience as I had to step out and come back. But good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you, Vince. Got to step in to your feed a little bit yesterday, streaming during the day on a Wednesday. That was cool to see. Wish I could have just like sat there and like watched it. I do some amount of watching streams while I'm at work, and while I'm at the store. It gets a little tougher some days than others. So, but yeah, hello everyone. Well, as I was saying before I left, is that on these times where I can't do a sit and watch party of these like big state of play things, it's weird to do this show because the next day, all the sources that we normally go to get news are just like absolutely flooded with like, here's the 17 game trailers that were part of that thing that you could have sat and watched but didn't because scheduling didn't allow, right? And then when we've tried to then do the like, well, that's what this show is going to be, is we're going to sit, it's like it kind of bums out everyone because the people that like want to watch like all those trailers, would probably watch all those trailers if we did it live as the thing was happening, and or with us not doing that, they've probably already done that, right? They've gone and they've watched those things, and the people that want nothing to do with watching those trailers whatsoever, then the next day to be like, oh no, now my morning news show is nothing but these trailers. But it's tough because at the same time, that again, all the places that we normally source our news are just like flooded with all that stuff. So I try to like split the difference this morning. We have like one trailer that I think is like kind of pertinent to like our interests here, and the rest of them are there's spots and places you can go find those. So someday we'll have the flexibility to just prioritize being able to like sit and do watch alongs, those things. I still like them. I don't. The criticism of those shows and those things is it is like an hour of straight like advertisements, and I completely understand the reaction to be like, this seems like we're just worshiping capitalism for us just to sit here and watch trailers and stuff, right? I think those watch parties and watch things like, I hung out and um in as much as I could because again work, but I tried to hang out in Spike's stream yesterday to hang out and watch it. Is like um and watching Spike l- lo- lose his mind when a Digimon game was announced. That's part of why those watch parties are fun. Is it's like if you can get any kind of like, even if it's like bad, getting authentic real time reactions to a lot of these things, I think is neat and beneficial, and like especially as we're like all part of these communities and friends and everything else, and like I don't care that there's a Digimon game. I'm not Digimon's not not my thing. And like had we been able to do the thing that I wanted to do yesterday and be on mics while that whole thing was happening, the Digimon game would have come up, and I would have been like, "Ah, Digimon. Does anyone really do it?" But because I couldn't do that, and I was sitting and I was watching Spike stream, and I got to watch him just like get all giddy over Digimon, like that's neat. That's cool. Um, it's that, and the other thing is, like, I just think it kind of we don't have a lot of things that kind of gauge or mark um, just the culture and how it like kind of moves and goes forward. And there's just something about like when I used to sit and watch those E3 presentations every year, and like being able to, even if you think it's bullshit, I think the bullshit is like at some level of importance where we can be, hey, remember when they brought in Snoop Dogg to to do a big Call of Duty like into the presentation thing, and like him and like Wiz Khalifa and stuff were like so just blazed out to the max, but like that's what E3 was for 1 year for some reason they thought that was like good marketing strategy. Or I could sit and talk about like, hey, remember the weird Xbox year where the dude um who ran Xbox games had like the tattoos of like Final Fantasy and like GTA and stuff on him. Hmm? I don't know if they, not that I know of, no. It's probably something frozen, sweetheart. I don't know. I okay, I gotta go. Don't. All right. Any attempt to do a show this morning, I don't think is gonna happen. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to end here. I love you guys. I'll see you later. I don't know if we're gonna be live later tonight or not. Appreciate you all. And yeah, bye.